Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why am I still here? Why do I wake up every day feeling that something is calling me higher, pulling me out of the ordinary? Have you ever felt like you were walking through this world with your eyes half open, sensing that something beneath the surface has been hidden from you, chosen one? Look around you. Does this feel like the life you were meant to live? Or does your soul ache for something more? You feel it, don't you? That quiet fire deep within you, the whisper that refuses to be silenced, the divine question echoing through your chest. What am I truly meant for? Listen carefully, this moment is not random. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. Heaven has paused everything around you because it is time for you to awaken fully. You are being summoned, not by the noise of this world, but by the eternal voice that has followed you since birth. Every tear, every loss, every strange coincidence, all of it has been guiding you to this very second. You've always known you were different. Even as a child, you saw things others ignored. You felt what others could not feel. You questioned the rules they blindly followed. You were never meant to fit in. Chosen one. You were meant to disrupt, to illuminate, to remember. The world tried to numb you. It trained you to forget. It taught you to chase validation, money, fame, pleasure, but not purpose. It silenced the voice that once whispered truth to you at night. But heaven has declared no more. The veil is lifting. The illusion is breaking. You are standing at the threshold of awakening. Your restlessness is divine. That emptiness you feel is not failure. It is the sound of your destiny calling. Every closed door, every broken friendship, every unanswered prayer, all of it has been divinely designed to lead you back to remembrance. You are not lost. You are being summoned. Chosen one, look back at your life. Do you see how the pain always carried a pattern? How the very things meant to destroy you somehow carved wisdom into your soul? You have survived too much to believe it was for nothing. The truth is more disturbing than you've been told. The world around you is asleep, hypnotized by noise, blinded by comfort, enslaved by distraction. But you were born immune to the trance. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden." Do you understand what that means? It means you were never meant to hide your light. The system wants you quiet, afraid, doubtful, because when a chosen one wakes up, darkness trembles. You were marked long before you were born. Your name was spoken in heaven before your first breath on earth. You carry an assignment only your spirit can fulfill. Every attack against you was proof of your calling. That's why you faced rejection where others were accepted. That's why you were misunderstood, even by those you loved most, because the light inside you exposed the shadows around them. The enemy knew who you were before you did. But now, the time of confusion is ending. This is your awakening moment. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect, only to be aware, to open your eyes, to recognize the signs, to stop shrinking into spaces you've outgrown. You are being called out of the crowd and into your purpose. You felt that inner nudge that something bigger is waiting for you. This is confirmation. Don't doubt it. Don't run from it. Your spirit knows truth when it hears it. Every hair on your body stands in agreement because your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. You are not here by accident. You are here on assignment. You are a divine disruption, a walking answer to someone's prayer. There is a reason your heart refuses to settle for mediocrity. You were made to shine, to stand, to speak, to heal. The shaking you feel is not destruction, it's activation. Heaven is awakening the warrior within you. This is not a message of comfort, it's a call to arms. The Spirit is stirring the chosen to rise. The question is no longer, "Who am I?" but "Will I obey?" Because once your eyes open, there is no going back. Once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. And the truth, chosen one, is both beautiful and disturbing, for it reveals how lost the world truly is and how powerful you have always been. So take this moment seriously. Heaven is speaking directly to you. The same voice that parted seas, silenced storms, and raised the dead, that same voice now whispers your name. You are being prepared for something greater than yourself. Pause right now and breathe. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is not random. It is the echo of eternity pulsing inside you. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are called. If you feel this message burning in your chest, that's your sign. Do not ignore it. Comment below 111 as a prophetic act of alignment, a declaration that you choose to awaken fully. Like this message if your spirit recognizes it. Share it so another chosen one might find their awakening. Subscribe to stay connected to this divine flow, and if your heart leads you, donate to keep this light shining in the darkness. You are the awakening, you are the sign, and the time is now. Chosen one. Now that your eyes are beginning to open, the next step is not merely to see, it is to recognize, name, and choose. An awakening without action is like hearing your name called, but refusing to answer. Heaven is not revealing truth to entertain you. It is inviting you into responsibility. You must learn to discern the battle lines drawn around your life. Ask yourself, what have I tolerated that keeps me asleep? What voices have I allowed to speak louder than the voice of God? Recognition is the first act of deliverance. Before you can walk in power, you must name the chains that have held you. You cannot heal what you refuse to name. You cannot conquer what you pretend is not attacking you. You cannot step into your destiny while protecting your dysfunction. Chosen one, this is your call to practice the sacred discipline of recognition, naming, alignment. These are not just spiritual concepts, they are acts of war. When you recognize the spirit behind confusion, fear, or compromise, you strip it of disguise. When you name it, you expose it to light. When you choose your side, heaven records your allegiance. Neutrality no longer exists. The age of fence-sitting is over. Each thought, word, and silence declares allegiance either to light or to the counterfeit system that thrives on blindness. You have felt this war within. One voice whispers, "Stay quiet, blend in, keep peace." The other voice calls, "Rise, speak truth, dare to be holy." That tension has exhausted you, yet it is divine training. The fire of decision is forging your spirit. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Elijah, as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 18, verse 21. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. Heaven asks you that same question now. How long will you live half awake? How long will you taste truth but drink lies for comfort? The time of decision has come. Start identifying the patterns that keep returning fear when you step forward. Guilt when you grow. Comparison when you shine. These are not coincidences, they are fingerprints of resistance. They mark where the enemy fears your breakthrough. So name them. Name the fear that silenced your voice. Name the distraction that stole your focus. Name the relationship that numbed your spirit. Name the need for approval that shrank your power. When you call a thing by its real name, it loses the right to hide in shadow. Darkness lives in vagueness. Light thrives in clarity. That is why recognition and naming are holy weapons. Then comes the final act. Choose your stand. Declare where you belong, even if your voice trembles. Authority is born in decision. When heaven sees you choose truth over comfort, your name is written differently in eternity's record. This is not religion, it is alignment. It is saying, I no longer serve fear. It is saying, I will not perform for acceptance. It is standing in light, even when it exposes what still heals. The world prefers your silence because clarity is contagious. Every awakened soul disturbs the comfort of those still asleep. That is why resistance rises. Your obedience gives others permission to awaken. When you finally say, I will not bow to fear, everything that fed on your hesitation begins to crumble. Heaven rejoices, angels record your courage. Light expands within you. Practice this now. Take a deep breath and declare aloud, I see it. I name it. I choose light. Whisper it. Write it. Live it. This is your declaration of war against darkness. Awakening is not about hidden knowledge. It is about public alignment. You were never called to simply feel awakened, you were chosen to live awakened. So today, choose with conviction. Choose kindness when anger calls. Choose silence over gossip. Choose purpose instead of distraction. Choose obedience instead of applause. Your soul already knows the side it belongs to. Your mind must catch up. That stirring inside is not guilt, it is guidance. Heaven is marking your next move. Every moment of recognition is a strike against darkness. Each time you name what once controlled you, the atmosphere brightens. This is how the chosen ones transform the world, not through noise, but through clarity. You are no longer asleep, you are learning to remain awake. You are no longer wandering, you are a soldier under command. The fog is lifting, the lines are clear. Choose boldly, chosen one. And as you do, watch how the atmosphere shifts. What drained you will lose access. What threatened you will bow. Because when a chosen one recognizes truth and stands firm, darkness has no claim left. Rise in awareness. Let heaven witness your loyalty. Let the earth feel your decision. Let your life become the evidence that you have chosen light. Say it aloud. Comment it below, I choose light. Like this message if it resonates with your spirit. Share it so another soul may find courage to awaken. Subscribe to remain connected. And if you feel led, give to help this light reach those still asleep. Your recognition is your weapon. Your naming is your sword. Your choice is your crown. And heaven stands to honor those who no longer waver. Every time you declare, I choose light, you are not just speaking, you are shifting reality. Those words tear through spiritual veils and announce to heaven and hell alike that your allegiance is sealed. It is not a comment, it is a covenant. Each declaration echoes eternity's truth. You were born for light, and light remembers you. Chosen one. When you finally take your stand, the world does not celebrate you, it tests you. The moment you decide to walk in light, shadows begin to whisper louder. Old patterns knock on your door. Familiar voices try to pull you back into comfort. And that is how you know you are truly awakening, because resistance always rises when destiny draws near. The darkness does not fight the asleep, it fights the awakened. It knows the danger of a soul that remembers who it is. It knows that one chosen heart on fire can ignite 1,000 others. That is why every step forward feels heavy, because the weight of your assignment presses against the gravity of this world. But you were built for this. Every trial you face now is not punishment, it's confirmation. The pressure is not there to crush you, but to reveal what you are made of. Gold is proven in fire. Faith is proven in contradiction. You are being refined, not rejected. Chosen one, you must learn to see through spiritual eyes. When people misunderstand you, when opportunities close, when silence replaces applause, it is not abandonment. It is heaven pulling you into intimacy. Sometimes God hides you to protect you. Sometimes rejection is his redirection. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Do you hear that the pain you feel is producing something that cannot be taken from you? Eternal weight, eternal strength, eternal perspective. While others crumble under confusion, you are being sculpted into unshakable purpose. Every wound you've carried, the betrayal, the loneliness, the disappointment, they are not random. They are sacred markings, proof that you have been in the battle. Heaven recognizes warriors by their scars. And though the world sees weakness, heaven sees rank. But this is where many fall away. The testing season feels endless. You pray and hear silence. You sow but do not see harvest. You feel forgotten. Yet even in the silence, God is speaking. Even in the waiting, he is working. The seed must be buried before it blooms. You are not buried to die, you are buried to grow. Chosen one, this is your invitation to trust the unseen. When you cannot trace his hand, trust his heart. When the path disappears beneath your feet, keep walking by faith. You are not walking alone. Unseen armies surround you. Every step you take in obedience shakes the ground beneath darkness. You are in spiritual training. Every delay strengthens your discernment. Every heartbreak refines your motives. Every disappointment forces you to depend on grace. The chosen ones are not made on stages, they are forged in hidden places where no applause reaches. Do not despise this season. Heaven does not waste pain. You are being taught to hear in silence, to see in darkness, to love without reward. And once you master these, no earthly storm will shake you again. The truth, chosen one, is that God is not just trying to bless you. He is trying to build you, to make you immovable, to prepare you for influence that will not corrupt you. That is why he breaks what is weak before he entrusts what is divine. So breathe. Do not rush the process. Let the fire do its work. You will emerge clearer, calmer, and crowned with wisdom. The same fire that scared you will become the light that guides you. Now, if your spirit feels this truth resonating deep within, write it below as a declaration: I endure. Just 2 words: I endure. Because when you type those words on, you're not only acknowledging the struggle, you are proclaiming victory over it. You are declaring that even in the storm, you will not quit. You are aligning yourself with heaven's rhythm: perseverance, faith, glory. Each I endure is a roar in the spirit realm. It tells the darkness that you will not break. It tells heaven that you trust the process. It tells your soul, I was built for this fire. You see, endurance is the bridge between revelation and manifestation. Many receive the promise, but only those who endure receive the fulfillment. Endurance is not weakness, it's spiritual royalty. It is proof that your faith has matured beyond feelings. So write it: I endure, because your endurance is the key that unlocks the next level of your calling. Like this message if your soul resonates with it. Share it so another warrior may find strength to stand. Subscribe to stay connected to the river of awakening, and if your heart is moved, donate to keep this message shining for others still in the dark. You are not failing. You are forming it. You are not breaking. You are becoming. And as heaven watches you whisper those words, I endure, the crown of resilience begins to fit perfectly upon your spirit. When you write, I endure, you are not just repeating a phrase, you are releasing authority. Those 2 words become a spiritual shield over your life. They mean I may bend, but I will not break. I may cry, but I will not quit. You are declaring to heaven and earth that your faith is stronger than your circumstance. Every I endure echoes in eternity. It means you choose refinement over retreat, growth over comfort, purpose over pain. You acknowledge that what tried to destroy you is now developing you. You are not the victim of the storm, you are the vessel being strengthened within it. Keep enduring. Chosen one. Glory follows those who refuse to bow. Chosen one. By now you are beginning to sense that your awakening is not simply a moment, it is a movement inside your soul. The shaking you feel is not chaos, it is alignment. Heaven is reordering what your past tried to scatter. Every closed door, every ending, every delay, none of it was wasted. You are being positioned. You might not see it yet, but something sacred is happening. The very pain that once made you question everything is now birthing understanding. What once broke you is now building you. This is the mystery of divine transformation. God turns ashes into authority. But for that transformation to be complete, you must surrender fully, not half, not conditionally, completely. Surrender is not defeat, it is trust in motion. It is standing before heaven with open hands and saying, even if I don't understand, I still choose you. You see, chosen one, impartial surrender keeps you trapped between two realities. You can't step into your new season while still gripping the ruins of your old one. The Spirit is saying, release what no longer fits. Every habit, every relationship, every mindset that was built on fear, let it go. Because you cannot carry yesterday's weight into tomorrow's purpose. When you cling to what's dying, you delay what's waiting. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs on chapter 3, verse 5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a commandment of freedom. When you stop trying to figure everything out, you create space for heaven to move. Trust is the doorway through which miracles enter. Chosen one. How many nights have you stayed awake replaying conversations, worrying about outcomes, trying to control what was never yours to control? How many times has God whispered, let it go? But fear replied, what if it never comes back? But hear this clearly, what is meant for you cannot miss you. When you release what was never aligned, you make room for what is divine. The delay you feel is not punishment, it's protection. Heaven is not withholding, it is preserving. You've prayed for clarity, and this is it. Surrender is your next act of faith. This is the step that unlocks rest, peace, and divine flow. Because when you finally stop forcing what's fading, you allow God to finish what He started. You have carried burdens that were never yours to bear. You have tried to rescue people who were never meant to follow you into this next chapter. You have tried to explain your calling to those who can't see beyond the natural. But chosen one, it is time to travel light. The journey ahead requires open hands and a quiet spirit. Heaven cannot pour into a full vessel. Empty yourself of control, pride, and fear, and watch how grace rushes in. The more you let go, the lighter you become. The lighter you become, the higher you rise. Right now, even as you read these words, something in your heart is loosening. You can feel it, that sacred release. It's the moment where you finally stop fighting and start flowing. This is the essence of surrender, trusting that what you lose in control, you gain in peace. Chosen one, look back at your life and see the pattern every time you let go. Something greater arrived. Every time you stopped forcing, the right thing found you. That is not coincidence. That is divine rhythm. So, in this holy moment, make a declaration, a symbolic act of release. Write this number below 333. 333, the number of divine completion and alignment. It represents the union between heaven, earth, and Spirit Father, Son, and Holy Presence working together in perfect harmony. When you comment 333, you are not just typing digits. You are saying, I align myself with divine timing. I release my need to control. I trust the process. That small act is a spiritual key. Every 333 written in faith opens doors of restoration. It is heaven's reminder that you are exactly where you are meant to be, not behind, not late, not forgotten, right on time. Chosen one, your surrender is your strength, your stillness is your strategy. You are learning that real power doesn't come from striving, it comes from trusting. So breathe. Inhale peace. Exhale fear. Say within your spirit, I trust the unseen, because the unseen is where your miracle is forming. Heaven is not silent, it is strategic. The pause you feel is divine preparation. While you are waiting, God is weaving. While you are resting, angels are arranging. While you are surrendering, the path is aligning. Do not despise the stillness, it is holy. Do not resist the delay, it is sacred. You are being equipped for a future so radiant that even your present pain will make sense. Type 333 below if your heart bears witness. Like this message if you feel the peace of release. Share it so another weary soul can find rest and surrender. Subscribe to stay connected to this stream of awakening. And if you feel led, donate to help spread this divine call to others still searching. Chosen one. Surrender is not the end of your fight, it is the beginning of your flight. You are not losing control, you are gaining clarity. And heaven smiles as you whisper, I trust you completely. Chosen one, when you finally release control, the air around you changes. It's as if the storm that once roared begins to bow in reverence to your stillness. You start to realize that surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is standing at the edge of chaos and saying, wait, peace, be still, not just to the world, but to your own soul. You see, life is like an ocean. Waves will always rise, fear, disappointment, uncertainty. But you are learning to surf upon them rather than drown beneath them. The difference is not in the storm, but in your posture. The unawakened fight the water. The chosen ones learn its rhythm. You are now moving with heaven's tide, not against it. And as you do, something beautiful begins to happen. The same waters that once threatened to swallow you now begin to carry you. The same pain that once crushed your heart becomes the wind that lifts your wings. This is how divine transformation works. Heaven recycles even your suffering into strength. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 30, verse 11. You turned my mourning into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy. Beloved, that is what is happening to you now. The garments of grief are being exchanged for robes of glory. You are not who you were a year ago, not even who you were yesterday. Grace has been quietly reshaping you. Every tear has watered something sacred in you. And now heaven is calling you to step forward, not in fear, but in faith. Your voice, your story, your scars, they matter. Someone out there is drowning in the same waters you just learned to float in, and they are waiting for your light. Your obedience can be their lifeline. That is why it matters when you share these messages. It is not about algorithms, it is about alignment. Every time you light a candle in another's storm by pressing share, you extend a hand into someone's darkness. Every gentle like becomes a small ripple of light, proof that you are still choosing faith over fear. Each act of engagement sends a pulse of grace across invisible waters, because light multiplies through connection. That's how heaven works. One candle ignites another until the entire room begins to glow. You are part of that divine chain reaction. You are a torch-bearer, chosen one. When you subscribe, you are not joining a list. You are anchoring your ship to this lighthouse so that no matter how dark the night gets, you will always find your way back to the shore of truth. And if your spirit leads you to donate, know this: your giving is not currency. It is oil for the flame. Every drop of support becomes fuel that keeps the lamps burning for souls who have forgotten the way home. You are not paying for light. You are pouring into it. Think of it like planting seeds in soil you may never walk upon. You may never meet the person who stumbles across your shared message at 2 Mom. Their soul on the edge of giving up, but heaven will record your act of compassion. Never underestimate the ripple of your obedience. A simple click, a single word, a small seed, these are the butterfly wings that stir revival. You are not a consumer of this message. You are a co-author of its flame. Every heartbeat of faith inside you keeps this current flowing. Every time you pause to reflect, you are helping to shift the spiritual atmosphere of this planet. So, as you listen now, imagine your life as a lantern. It shines brightest when it's lifted high, when it's not hidden under fear or shame. The flame within you is not meant to flicker alone. It was born to join others and form a constellation of awakened souls. You are part of something far bigger than you realize, a movement of light, a gathering of the chosen, a rising of those who refuse to let darkness have the last word. So let's keep the flame alive together. Touch the light, like let heaven see your agreement. Pass the torch. Share so another wandering heart can find warmth. Anchor to the lighthouse. Subscribe and never drift from the current of truth. Pour oil on the flame. Donate so this light can reach the edges of the earth. Because in a world that profits from noise, your faith-filled act becomes rebellion, a whisper that says, I still believe in light. Keep shining, chosen one. Keep lifting others. And remember, when many carry the flame, even the longest night becomes day. When you choose to touch the light, you are not just interacting with a screen, you are answering heaven's call to agreement. Every touch is a yes in the spirit, a moment where your heart and heaven align. It is the quiet nod that tells eternity, I am still here, still believing. When you pour oil on the flame, you are not giving away something you lose, you are multiplying what you love. Your act becomes fuel for hope, carrying warmth to souls you may never meet. That is how light travels from hand to hand, heart to heart, until the whole world glows. Chosen one, the moment you awaken to truth, the path before you narrows. This is no longer about believing, it is about becoming. The light has called your name, and to follow it, you must step fully into the practice of paying the price, taking responsibility and refusing to turn back. There comes a point where knowing is no longer enough. You must embody what you know. The awakening has given you revelation. Now heaven asks for application. You have crossed a spiritual threshold. The only way forward is obedience. The Word of God declares in the book of Luke, Chapter 9, verse 62. No one who puts a hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom of God. You stand in that verse now. The plow is already in your hands, meaning the work has begun. You cannot look behind you. What was familiar can no longer be followed. The road ahead demands both courage and consistency. This is your moment of practice, not theory. Not waiting for another sign. Heaven is saying, walk in what you already know. Every lesson you've received must now be lived. Every truth whispered in secret must now be carried in your steps. To pay the price means to stop negotiating with your calling. No more halfway obedience. No more waiting for perfect timing. Practice obedience now, when it's hard, when it's unseen, when no one is cheering. Because this is how heaven measures readiness, not by excitement, but by endurance. Chosen one, practice taking responsibility for your light. Guard your atmosphere. Speak with intention, love with discipline. Every word, every thought, every choice becomes a tool in your spiritual craftsmanship. You are building a legacy, not an image. Taking responsibility means refusing to blame the darkness for your delay. It means saying, if I want transformation, I must live transformed. You are not powerless, you are accountable. And accountability is the soil where divine authority grows. You cannot return to the patterns that once numbed your awareness. They are poison to your purpose now. The moment you tasted real freedom, false freedom lost its flavor. There is no going back, not because God forbids you, but because your spirit no longer fits there. So practice letting go daily. When fear speaks, answer it with faith. When exhaustion tempts you to retreat, whisper forward. When shame tries to resurrect the past, remind it that resurrection belongs only to light. Every day is a rehearsal of obedience. Each sunrise is another chance to choose responsibility over excuses. Each challenge is a test of endurance, a sacred invitation to prove that what awakened in you is real. Do not expect comfort here. Growth rarely feels good while it's happening. You are shedding the layers that once protected your insecurity. The ache you feel is not punishment, it is purification. Every loss, every lonely season, every unanswered prayer is teaching you to carry your calling with weightless faith. Practice paying the price by denying the easy path. The wide road promises comfort but leads to compromise. The narrow road feels costly, but it leads to crown. Each time you choose truth over convenience, you build strength in your spirit. Practice responsibility by showing up even when no one notices. Heaven keeps record of every quiet act of faith. Every time you pray instead of panic, forgive instead of fight, listen instead of react, you are shaping eternity. And practice not turning back. You are a pilgrim of light. Your direction is forward. Looking back only blinds you to what is unfolding ahead. The door behind you is closed for your protection. The fire that once frightened you now lights your path. This is not a season of talk, it is a season of training. Wake up with intention, move with purpose. Let your integrity become your worship. Let your perseverance become your praise. Chosen one, practice until the holy becomes your habit. Until responsibility feels natural. Until sacrifice feels sacred. Until obedience feels like breathing. The moment it becomes effortless, that's when transformation has taken root. Do not fear the price is proof that what you carry is precious. Do not fear the weight is the measure of your worth. Do not fear the change is the evidence that heaven is still shaping you. So rise each day and practice patience when doors stay closed. Practice humility when blessings arrive. Practice faith when you can't see the way. Practice gratitude in both glory and grief. Because every time you practice, you are not repeating, you are refining. Every effort echoes in eternity. Chosen one, this is how you build unshakable faith through small, steady obedience when no one is watching. Through responsibility that doesn't need recognition. Through endurance that never demands ease. You are becoming what you once prayed for. The training is sacred, the journey irreversible. Keep walking, keep practicing, keep pressing. And remember, chosen ones don't retreat, they rise. Every time you choose to practice instead of procrastinate, heaven leans closer. The unseen world watches how you handle small things. Your daily obedience, your quiet consistency, these are not forgotten. They become divine fingerprints marking you as trustworthy, proving that your light is not momentary but eternal. And when you practice without applause, you graduate from inspiration to embodiment. The truth no longer visits you, it lives in you. You become the message, the movement, the miracle others have been praying for. This is the reward of practice transformation that can never be undone. Chosen one, as you walk further into awakening, something inside you begins to change. It is quiet at first, the way dawn slowly replaces darkness before anyone notices. You start to see with new eyes, to feel with new sensitivity. The things that once impressed you no longer satisfy you. The noise of the world begins to sound hollow and silence becomes sacred. You are entering the stage where awakening becomes embodiment. You no longer chase signs or confirmations because your entire life is becoming one. The divine is no longer something you visit, it is something you carry. Your thoughts, your words, your energy, they begin to move with precision, not from effort but from alignment. The truth, chosen one, is that awakening was never meant to make you feel superior. It was meant to make you more surrendered. The closer you walk with light, the softer you become. Pride dissolves, anger releases, judgment fades. You begin to realize that awakening is not about escaping the human experience, but redeeming it. The same world you once wanted to run from now becomes your field of assignment. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start whispering, "Use me." You see the faces of the lost and no longer feel irritation, you feel intercession. You look at those who wounded you and realize they were mirrors of your own unhealed parts. Compassion replaces resentment, not because you have forgotten, but because you have been transformed. The Spirit brings to remembrance one of the most sacred moments ever written. The story of Abraham standing upon Mount Moriah. It is written in the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 2. Then God said, "Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you." This is the picture of absolute faith, the moment when trust costs everything. Abraham lifted the knife not in cruelty, but in surrender. He was willing to give back the very promise he had waited his whole life to receive. And it was there, on the mountain of obedience, that heaven intervened. A ram appeared in the thicket, proof that faith is never wasted and surrender never goes unseen. Chosen one, you are standing in your own Mount Moriah now. The test is not to destroy you, but to define you. God is asking, do you trust me with what you love most? Faith is not proven by words, but by willingness. It is easy to trust God when blessings flow. True faith is revealed when you can still lift your hands even as tears fall. Abraham's story was not about sacrifice alone, it was about revelation. On that mountain, a new name for God was revealed, Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. The provision was waiting all along, hidden until faith made it visible. So too in your life, what you need is already placed in the thicket. It waits for your obedience to uncover it. This is where your awakening deepens. You learn that faith is not a feeling but a decision made daily, sometimes in silence, often in surrender. The fire that tests you is not meant to destroy, it is meant to reveal the gold within. You cannot see the full measure of your belief until it costs you something to keep it. The Spirit whispers faith without testing is fantasy. True belief is proven on the mountain, where your flesh screams no, but your soul whispers yes. That is where heaven measures trust. That is where love transcends logic. Chosen one, do not fear the test. Every Abraham moment leads to a revelation moment. Every altar leads to an answered promise. You are not being stripped, you are being refined. What you release in trust, heaven will return multiplied in purpose. You see, Abraham walked up one side of the mountain carrying sacrifice, while provision climbed the other side unseen. That is faith stepping forward when you cannot see what's coming to meet you. Heaven's provision always walks toward obedience. So when it feels like God is asking for too much, remember He never takes without intent to transform. Every offering births elevation. Every surrender expands your spirit. The silence of Moriah taught Abraham what words never could, that love and trust are stronger than fear. You, too, are learning that obedience is not loss but alignment. The knife in his hand was not destruction, it was definition. And when your test feels unbearable, know this: heaven is watching your hands, not to condemn, but to crown. The more you surrender, the more the divine flow carries you. The mountain you feared becomes the altar of your transformation. The thing you thought would end you becomes the thing that reveals you. Faith, chosen one, is not proven in comfort but in contradiction. It grows in the soil of uncertainty and blossoms under the weight of obedience. You are being invited into Abraham's mystery to hold nothing back, to trust when reason trembles, to walk even when the map disappears. You will not lose what is sacred. You will discover what is eternal. The ram is still in the thicket. The promise is still alive. The Lord still provides. So breathe, steady your heart, and lift your eyes. The mountain you climb is not a punishment. It is your proving ground. At its summit, something divine awaits you, not in the shape of reward, but in the form of revelation. Chosen one, your test is not a sign of rejection, it is a sign of recognition. Heaven tests only those it intends to trust deeply. You are being measured for more, not because God doubts you, but because He delights in you. And when your own Mount Moriah moment passes, when you see how faith carried you through what fear said was impossible, you will look back and whisper, Jehovah Jireh, the Lord has provided. Chosen one. There comes a moment after the testing when the air itself feels different, lighter, quieter, holy. The storm that once surrounded you begins to calm, not because it ended, but because you changed inside it. The mountain you climbed has shifted you, and what once terrified you has become the ground beneath your feet. You are no longer surviving the climb, you are speaking from the summit. This is the season of revelation, the time when everything you endured begins to make sense. The wilderness that once felt endless now reveals its purpose. It was not isolation, it was incubation. Heaven was not punishing you, heaven was preparing you. Your obedience has unlocked sight. You begin to see the invisible connections between pain and promise, between surrender and strength. You realize that what you thought was breaking you was actually birthing you. Every sacrifice you made was a seed. And now, the ground beneath you hums with harvest. It is written in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Chosen one. This is the moment when your spirit understands that nothing was wasted. Every tear became instruction. Every loss became protection. Every delay became direction. The orchestration of heaven has been flawless all along. You were never abandoned, only refined. The revelation of purpose does not arrive with noise. It arrives with knowing. You no longer need constant signs to confirm what your spirit already feels. Peace itself becomes the proof. The same situations that once triggered you now reveal your transformation. The chaos that once ruled your emotions now bows to your stillness. This is what awakening truly means, walking through the same fire that used to burn you and realizing it no longer has power. Your scars have become scriptures. Your story has become prophecy. Chosen one, look around your life. You are not where you were. You have grown, stretched, surrendered. You have become a vessel that can carry revelation without breaking. That was heaven's plan all along, to shape you into a living message. And now, heaven whispers, go and awaken others. You are not called to keep what you have found. You are called to pour it out. You carry words that heal, presence that restores, and wisdom that pierces confusion. The same way light found you in your darkness, you now become that light for others. But remember, true revelation is never prideful. It does not boast of knowledge. It bends in service. The higher you climb in understanding, the lower your heart must bow. Revelation without humility becomes corruption. But revelation wrapped in love becomes transformation. You are now stepping into a deeper phase, living revelation. Not just speaking it, not just knowing it, but becoming it. When you walk into a room, peace will enter with you. When you speak, truth will resonate even if you say little. When you pray, atmosphere will shift because you have become a living altar. Chosen one, that is what heaven has been crafting in you all along. You were never called to shout light, you were called to shine it. You were never meant to demand attention, you were meant to draw it by presence. And though many will not understand the calm that rests on you, they will feel it. Some will call it confidence. Others will call it peace, but heaven calls it evidence. Evidence that you have walked with God through the fire and came out glowing. So pause now and let this truth settle in your chest. You are no longer waiting for your time. Your time is now. The purpose you once prayed for has already begun inside you. What you carry will speak long after you stop talking. If your spirit witnesses this truth, right below your declaration, light lives here. Just 3 words, but they carry eternal weight. When you type light lives here, you're not describing a place, you're declaring a state of being. You are saying, the darkness no longer rules me. Revelation has moved in. My heart is now the dwelling of divine light. Every light lives here becomes a torch raised high in the unseen realm. It tells heaven that the work is complete, that the vessel has been filled. It tells fear that its lease has expired. It tells the earth, the flame is alive again. Chosen one, never forget, revelation isn't about receiving information. It's about becoming illumination. You are the answer to someone's confusion, the calm in someone's chaos, the signpost for those who lost their way. When you write those words, you mark your territory in the spirit. You claim your life as holy ground. You remind yourself that no matter what happens next, the light within you is permanent. And as you walk forward, you will notice how people drawn to you are not coming to your personality, but to your presence. The same light that saved you now shines through you. You have become the evidence that heaven still speaks through human hearts. So say it softly or whisper it through tears, but say it, light lives here. And when you do, all of heaven will echo back. Yes, it does. Chosen one, revelation always demands separation. You cannot hold the new if your hands are still clinging to what has expired. Every divine unveiling comes with a quiet but unmistakable call. Come out from among them, not in arrogance, but in obedience. Not because you are better, but because you are being reborn. When light fills you, it naturally exposes what no longer belongs. And now, heaven is asking you to practice 3 sacred actions: to separate, to release, and to turn. This is not symbolic. It is a command for your next chapter. The Spirit is saying, It is time to step away from what keeps you small. Not everything or everyone that started with you is meant to finish with you. The same people who celebrated your old version may resist your transformation. That is not betrayal, it is alignment. Revelation divides not out of cruelty, but out of clarity. It is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verses 24 through 30. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. This parable reveals a powerful truth. Not everything growing in your field is meant to stay. The wheat and the weeds can coexist for a season, but harvest always brings separation. When God begins to expose what's false around you, it is not judgment, it is mercy. The same sun that ripens the wheat also reveals the weeds. Chosen one, you have entered your harvest season. Heaven is separating imitation from authenticity, habit from holiness, distraction from destiny. You are being called to examine your field, the relationships, the desires, the attachments, and discern which ones were planted by God and which ones were sown in the night. To separate does not mean to despise, it means to discern. You can love people and still leave patterns. You can forgive someone and still walk away from the environment where pain repeats. Separation is not rejection, it's recognition. It's seeing what no longer fits and having the courage to honor it by letting it go. You felt this tug for a while, that quiet knowing that certain cycles keep you heavy. Certain conversations drain your spirit. Certain versions of yourself can no longer breathe in the new atmosphere. You've been trying to carry everything out of loyalty, but loyalty to what's dying is disobedience to what's living. You are not being called to abandon, you are being called to ascend, and ascension always costs attachment. To release is to return what never belonged to you. The people you tried to fix, the burdens you carried out of guilt, the expectations that weren't yours to fulfill, lay them down. You are not the savior of anyone. You are the steward of your own obedience. The Holy Spirit whispers, release what you're not responsible for. Release the outcome. Release the timeline. Release the constant need to explain your calling to those who are not assigned to understand it. You owe no apology for evolving. Those meant to stay will adjust to your growth. Those who cannot rise will fall away naturally, not out of malice, but because they are not aligned with the frequency of your new faith. Let the divine wind carry away what has completed its purpose. Do not chase the leaves when heaven is calling you to grow roots. Release with gratitude, not resentment. You are not losing. You are lightening. Every release creates room for renewal. Then comes the third act, to turn. To turn is not hesitation, it is holy redirection. You are being called to pivot toward purpose, to follow what stirs your spirit instead of what soothes your fear. Turning means choosing obedience over nostalgia, destiny over distraction. You cannot walk into the next chapter while glancing over your shoulder. The direction of your gaze determines the direction of your life. Turn toward what carries peace, even if it costs familiarity. Chosen one, heaven is not measuring how much you've learned, but how willing you are to let go. Many hear revelation, few obey it. Separation tests obedience, release tests faith, turning tests surrender. When you separate, you break the contract with confusion. When you release, you unlock your peace, and when you turn, you step into alignment. Yes, it will sting. The familiar always fights to stay. Memories will whisper. Just one more time, comfort will plead. You can change without leaving. But you know now that staying small is no longer an option. You have outgrown what once felt safe. Every holy separation comes with a moment of silence, not emptiness, but clearing. Heaven cannot pour fresh oil into a cluttered vessel. Chosen one, do not mourn the endings. Celebrate the clarity. The wheat is being gathered, the weeds removed. The season of mixing has ended. The harvest of truth has begun. Practice it today. Step away from what dims your discernment. Release what drains your peace and turn toward the sound of purpose calling your name. Do not delay obedience. The longer you linger in the old field, the more tangled your roots become. Move while heaven moves. Trust that what feels like loss now will soon be revealed as protection. Your separation is sanctification. Your release is restoration. Your turning is transformation. Chosen one, you are not leaving something behind, you are returning to yourself. What awaits you on the other side of obedience is not smaller but sacred. So take a breath, look at your field, bless what must go, gather what must remain, then rise and turn fully toward the light. You are ready for the harvest. Clean hands, open heart, eyes forward. Chosen one. When the harvest comes, the air feels different, clear, weightless, holy. You can sense it deep inside. The season of becoming has completed its circle. You are no longer who you were when this began. The fire didn't destroy you, it refined you. The separation didn't break you, it purified your purpose. And now, heaven whispers the final invitation: shine without fear. You have walked through valleys, climbed mountains, stood on altars, and learned to stand in storms. Every step has shaped you into a vessel of light, not fragile, but focused. The same darkness that once terrified you now recognizes your authority. Because when you carry revelation, you carry rule. This is the moment when your story begins to speak. People will see you and feel peace before you even open your mouth. The atmosphere around you will shift, not through performance, but through presence. You are not a messenger repeating words, you are a living embodiment of the message itself. The Spirit reminds you through the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. That is your call now, to rise, not to impress, not to compete, but to illuminate. Light was never meant to argue with darkness. It was meant to reveal truth quietly. You are that truth now, clothed in grace, grounded in purpose, and guided by divine peace. Chosen one, as your light expands, remember this: no lamp lights itself. Every flame is sustained by oil, every message that reaches the lost, every voice that carries hope, every heart that continues to pour. It all requires oil, and that is why we keep this light flowing together. When you press, like, it's not vanity, it's vitality. It's as if your heartbeat adds oxygen to this fire, keeping the flame strong and alive. Each like is a whisper saying, I see the light, and I agree with it. When you share, you become a carrier of illumination. You are not passing a post, you are passing a torch. Somewhere out there, a soul is sitting in quiet despair, scrolling for a sign, and your small act of sharing could become the spark that reignites their faith. When you subscribe, you are not joining a platform, you are anchoring yourself to a current of light. You are saying, I want to stay close to this river of truth, to be reminded of who I am when the world grows loud. Subscription is connection, a spiritual cord that keeps you within the flow of awakening. And when you donate, even the smallest seed becomes sacred oil. Your giving is not payment, it is participation. Every drop fuels this flame, allowing the message to travel farther into unseen homes, into restless hearts, into places where hope is fading. You are not supporting a production, you are sustaining a purpose. Think of it like tending a garden under moonlight. Each like is a drop of water. Each share is a seed carried by the wind. Each subscription is a hand that continues the harvest. Each donation is sunlight pouring over tender sprouts. The beauty grows not because of one gardener, but because of many hearts sowing together. Chosen one, never underestimate the unseen ripple of your obedience. A simple gesture from you could become someone else's miracle. Every act of engagement extends this divine conversation, heaven speaking through human hands and hearts. And beyond engagement, remember this: you are called not only to receive light, but to create it. When you write a comment, you leave a trace of your spirit. So, let your comment be your testimony. Right below your declaration, the light continues. 3 words that mean so much more than a phrase. When you write, the light continues, you are declaring that even after this message ends, your soul remains aflame. You are saying, the fire doesn't stay on the screen, it burns in me, through me, and beyond me. The light continues becomes a beacon in the unseen world, a network of flames connecting across hearts, nations, and generations. Heaven reads your words as covenant, as agreement, as eternal continuity, and perhaps, chosen one, that is the greatest offering you can give: continuity. Not just in clicks or comments, but in how you live. When you forgive quickly, love deeply, and walk humbly, the message lives on through you. You are now part of a lineage of torchbearers, those who refuse to let despair have the final word. Those who wake each morning knowing that even one life touched by light can change the course of eternity. So, if this message resonates in your soul, let your heart respond naturally. Like and let your light nod in agreement. Share and let your flame leap to another soul. Subscribe and stay tethered to this flow of divine alignment. Donate and pour oil on the fire that refuses to die. This is not a transaction, it's a communion, a sacred exchange between your heart and heaven's call. Together, we keep the flame alive, not for fame, but for freedom. And when you whisper those 3 words, the light continues. Understand this: you are not declaring hope. You are becoming it. You are living proof that even after fire, faith survives. You are not just one listener among thousands. You are a flame in a constellation of awakened souls. Together, we are turning the night into dawn. Chosen one, if you've come this far, take a moment to breathe. Feel the quiet that now surrounds you. That is not emptiness, it is completion. You have walked through awakening, testing, surrender, and revelation. You have seen the fire and found yourself still standing inside the glow. That alone is grace. This message was never meant to impress you, it was meant to remind you. The same God who called Abraham, who whispered to Elijah, who breathed through Isaiah, still speaks now, softly, through moments like this. And what he's saying is simple. You are seen. You are chosen. You are ready. Let these words not end here, but echo through your days. Let them shape the way you see others, the way you forgive, the way you move through each storm with calm conviction. Awakening is not a single moment, it's a rhythm, a way of being. Each morning you rise. Heaven writes your name again on the scroll of purpose. And when life grows heavy again, as it sometimes will return to this stillness, remember that light doesn't need to shout to be seen. It only needs to keep shining. You carry that light now. You are not waiting for the world to change. You are part of the change itself. If this message has stirred something within you, let it live through you. Let it guide your kindness, your courage, your quiet faith. That is how the light continues, not through platforms or screens, but through living hearts like yours. So go gently, chosen one. Carry peace where chaos reigns. Carry light where shadows linger. And when the world forgets who it is, remind it, simply by being who you are. The light continues through you.